See? Fits.
Show them how we spill blood.
We escaped to where? The surface.
Don't tell me that was.
Oh, yeah.
Now it is time to show the outside world. Oh, yeah.
It's about time.
It's about time.
Yeah, really.
Many people are walking around, I'm not going to say who, super handsome people are walking around with shields made out of stuff from the kingdom of Wakanda, vibranium.
Oh,
You know what? If they're walking around with that stuff, then the source of the vibranium,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
ruler, the king, ought to be there.
Wow.
Hey everybody, so I've been getting a lot of requests for an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. update video, plus we're getting ready for the 100th episode, and Jeff Loeb, Clark Gregg, everyone's been teasing that it's going to be a big event, because you may have guessed that because it's a Friday night show, their 100th episode is going to air the Friday that Black Panther is released in theaters. So typically they always have some sort of movie tie-in, so there's a number of really big events that they've been teasing they're going to pay off in that 100th episode. So I'll explain a little bit about what's going on this season, what's probably going to end up happening in the 100th episode. There are a couple of things that we know are going to happen because of the way they've been producing the episodes and the things the cast members have been saying. What'll probably happen later this season, there are 22 episodes total, and whether or not we're going to find out if it's going to get renewed for season 6 or it's going to get canceled, what's going on with that. Because if you're not a big TV person, they're having a lot of big TV panels for the Television Critics Association. They announce a lot of cancellations and renewals, so we might find out about that. So there's just a crap ton of Marvel TV stuff that's going on, not just from S.H.I.E.L.D., from all the other stuff too. So be sure to subscribe if you're just finding me for the first time. I'll do a new Infinity Gauntlet giveaway at the end of this too. This promo for next week's episode is for episode 7. They're still dealing with the new Kree villains. The band has largely gotten back together, but we just learned about Cassius's family. His brother is way worse with a way larger space fleet, and their father is like this giant Kree general. We don't know if he's a character from the comics because this is set 90 years in the future, so I think they have a little more freedom with the comic book characters that they do because this isn't happening right in present day with all this Infinity War stuff. But they've been hyping up this crazy father that just dwarfs anything that we've been seeing so far. So it sounds like they'll pay that off as we head into the 100th episode. They're still in the future timeline, but Jeff Loeb teased for the 100th episode that there'll be a number of big events happening and the team has to get back home. So here's where we get into 100th episode predictions. There are really 4 or 5 big events that they need to pay off that they've been teasing. So one is the destruction of the Earth. We'll probably learn more about what this crazy prophecy is. They keep thinking that Daisy is destined to quake the Earth apart and become the Quake character. Her name is Daisy, but in the Secret Warriors comics, her name is Quake. The TV show's been using that name as a villain would, so it's almost like the Quake Daisy character of the TV show is this supposed villain that we don't know anything about. Why would she quake the Earth apart? There's a lot of theories about that. It gets into crazy dimension hopping stuff. There's the new Kree villains, like the crazy space general that we just learned about, who's the father of these two characters. There's the team getting back to present day. There's the Fitzsimmons wedding, they just proposed to each other, so they have to pay that off at some point this season. Then we have Dove Cameron, the Spider-Gwen of the Marvel Universe, who's coming in what looks like the 11th episode. And the 12th episode is supposed to be their 100th episode, so it sounds like they find her in the future and bring her back to the past. So you're all asking, what does that have to do with Black Panther? If this is dropping the same night as Black Panther, what are they going to do? Some special promotion? Is there going to be some special crossover? They haven't said anything about that, and we don't know if Coulson is aware of the existence of Wakanda. They always play it fast and loose with who knows what pieces of information. Because remember, way back during Avengers Age of Ultron, you have a collection of some of the smartest people in the Marvel Universe, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, that say Wakanda for the first time like they don't know how to pronounce it.
I know that guy. From back in the day, he operates off the African coast, black market arms. There are conventions, right? Meet people. I didn't sell him anything. He was talking about finding something new, a game changer. It was all very Ahab.
This?
It's a tattoo. I don't think he had it.
No, those are tattoos. This is a brand.
Oh, yeah. It's a word in an African dialect meaning thief.
in a much less friendly way.
What dialect?
Wakanda, Wakanda.
This guy got out of Wakanda with some of their trade goods.
I thought your father said he got the last of it.
I don't follow what comes out of Wakanda.
The strongest metal on Earth.
But that just sounds like part of the hype that they're building for the reveal, like the world learning that it exists and it's way more advanced than you ever would have imagined, like this promised city of gold, El Dorado. Have you ever heard of it? So I think what'll happen is they'll find some way to include Easter eggs for stuff that's happening during Black Panther, but I don't know that we're going to see any characters from that movie show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the 100th episode, because like I said, there's already like those 5 big things that they have to pay off, primarily the team getting back to present day and finding out the truth of the Earth being quaked apart. Like, there's got to be some bigger villain than Daisy, the destroyer of worlds, unless they really are doing multiverse and they've gone to a different dimension where a different version of Daisy really is evil and quakes the Earth apart, and she becomes the villain of the back half of the season. That would actually be pretty interesting if you think that Chloe Bennett as an actress could pull that off. Like, you have to be pretty compelling, and people weren't so sure about Grant Gustin playing the villain and the hero of The Flash Season 3. He did an okay job. There were some pretty good scenes, but at times it just felt like an emo version of Barry. So it could be hit or miss when you have your younger actors playing the big villains on the series while they're also playing their normal hero characters. There's still a lot of questions about who Dove Cameron is playing on the show. If they find her in the future and they've been trafficking in Inhumans, she might be one of those Inhumans that was sold off. So she could have special powers, but I don't think that she's going to be Spider-Gwen. They could make a lot of jokes about that, but I'm also expecting Ghost Rider to come back sometime before the end of the series, because it is very possible that this is the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There have been a couple things behind the scenes that they've been doing, like things that they would normally put off to the final season, like we won't have another chance to do it, so we better do it now kind of stuff. The Fitzsimmons wedding, Clark Gregg directing an episode, this like really big celebratory things that you would only do if you thought your show wasn't going to continue. But typically what happens with that is you don't hear cancellation or renewal till a show is at least halfway done through airing episodes. But they have the TCAs this weekend, so if they do have any announcements about what the future of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be, if we're going to get a Season 6, I'll be sure to do a video about it. Funny thing too, they have not revealed whether or not Inhumans has formally been canceled or renewed. Now, I think Ming-Na made a joke about it possibly being canceled, so I really do think that they've canceled that from behind the scenes and they're just waiting to announce that. But let me know in the comments, what do you think that they're going to do in the back half of the season if this really is going to be S.H.I.E.L.D.'s final season? I know there are flashbacks in Avengers 4, like there's some sort of weird time travel stuff that's going on. We'll talk about that when we get closer to Infinity War, because I don't think it has anything to do with bringing Coulson back from the dead. But there is a new round of that Infinity Gauntlet giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber. Just share the video using the YouTube tools on the watch page there. I'll name a new winner when I post new Marvel. There is a new Black Panther trailer that's supposed to drop Monday night, so obviously I'll do a video for that. So just leave all your bonus video requests in the comments below. But click here to learn all about Thanos' true name just being revealed and his mission during Infinity War and Avengers 4. And click here for more Black Panther. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.